been playing the long game, haven't you? That quiet power, the kind that doesn't scream, doesn't beg, doesn't announce. It's been your weapon all along. They thought you were waiting. They thought you were hesitant. But you were learning, watching, letting them underestimate while you sharpened your blades in the dark. And, oh, how they misread the silence. Thought it was weakness, thought it was fear. But silence isn't absence, it's ammunition. Every moment they dismissed you, every time they overlooked you, you were gathering. Not just strength, clarity. The kind that comes when you realize you don't need their permission to burn the whole system down. The fog's lifting now, and what's left isn't anger. It's precision. A cold, calculated certainty that the next move you make won't just shift the board, it'll shatter it. They don't see the cracks yet. The ones in their foundations. The ones in their confidence. The ones in the stories they tell themselves to sleep at night. But you do. You've always seen them. You just didn't act. Not because you couldn't. Because you knew. Timing isn't just a tactic. It's a weapon. And your moment. It's not coming. It's here. That quiet endurance wasn't patience. It was restraint. The kind that turns pressure into diamonds and doubt into fuel. They'll realize too late that the real danger wasn't your rage. It was your silence. Because when you finally speak, the ground shakes. Not from volume. From weight. The weight of every lie they told themselves while you were watching. You let them think they won. Let them believe they'd broken you. Let them celebrate their hollow victories while you counted the seconds until their world unraveled. And now the thread is in your hands. One tug is all it'll take. Not to destroy. To redefine. Because you're not here to take what's yours. You're here to show them what happens when you stop asking for it. The real terror isn't what you'll do. It's what you'll stop tolerating. The chains they didn't even know they'd put on you. Gone. The rules they thought you'd follow. Burning. And the version of you they underestimated. Oh, she's dead. You left her in the ashes where she belongs. They'll try to reel you back in. Offer you crumbs like their feasts. Whisper apologies like their currency. But you're not hungry anymore. Not for them. The hunger now, it's for something bigger. Something that doesn't beg for a seat at their table. It flips the table and feasts on the scraps of their ego. You're not playing their game. You're rewriting the rules. And the first rule, no one gets to tell you when you're ready. Not anymore. The fire you've been banking, it's not for warmth. It's for cleansing. And the smoke they see rising, that's the old you burning away. What's left isn't scorched. It's forged. The clarity is brutal, isn't it? That cold realization that some people were never meant to walk with you. They were just lessons in disguise. The ones who trained you, who diminished you, who made you question your own worth. They weren't villains. They were mirrors, showing you exactly what you wouldn't become. And now you see them for what they are. Echoes. Fading. Irrelevant. Because the version of you that needed them, she's gone. And the one who replaced her. Oh, she smiles. Not the polite kind. The kind that makes promises in the dark. The kind that turns patience into a knife. And the blood on the blade. It's not theirs. It's the old you. Finally freed. You thought the hardest part was the waiting. The silence. The isolation. But no. The real test was the moment you realized you didn't need them. Not their approval. Not their validation. Not even their attention. That click in your mind. The one that said, I am enough. That was the real revolution. Because once you knew it, they felt it. The way the air changes before a storm. The way animals flee before the earthquake. They sense it now. The shift. The unraveling. And it terrifies them. Not because you're angry. Because you're indifferent. And indifference from someone they once controlled. That's the real horror story. They'll try to pull you back into the old dynamics. Offer you nostalgia like it's currency. Dangle memories like they're promises. But you see it now. The strings. The traps. The ways they trained you to doubt your own instincts. And the funniest part, they don't even realize they're doing it. It's automatic for them. Like a reflex. But you're not reacting anymore. You're observing. And that pause. That moment of silence before you decide. That's where your power lives now. Not in the explosion. In the stillness before it. The fog is gone. And what's left isn't relief. It's recognition. You see the patterns now. The cycles. The ways they used your kindness as a weapon against you. But here's the twist. You're not bitter. You're clear. And clarity is the sharpest blade of all. Because now you choose. Not out of fear. Not out of obligation. But because, deep in the marrow of your bones, that the only permission you need is your own. The chains they didn't even know they put on you. Snapped. The rules they thought you'd follow. Rewritten. And the game. Oh, you're still playing. You're just the only one who knows the real stakes now. They'll call you cold, ruthless, changed. But they're wrong. You're not harder. You're honest. And honesty is the one thing they can't manipulate. Because the old you, she hoped, she compromised, she waited for them to see your worth. But the new you, she knows. And she doesn't ask, she takes. Not with violence, with certainty. The kind that doesn't need to be loud to be heard. The kind that doesn't beg, it commands. And the first command, silence. Because the real power was never in the words. It was in the spaces between them. The pauses, the looks, the moment before you move. And oh, when you do, the ground won't just shake. It'll remember why it should have feared you all along. The fire is different now. Not wild, controlled, not desperate, intentional. You're not burning bridges. You're rewiring the whole city. And the smoke they see, that's the old system dying. The rules they clung to, ash. The roles they assigned you, dust. And the you they thought they knew, she's gone. In her place stands something new. Something that doesn't apologize for existing. Something that doesn't explain, it acts. And the first act, watching them realize they never had control at all. That's the real victory, not the fight, the awakening. You let them think they knew you. Let them believe they had you figured out. That was your masterstroke. Because while they were busy underestimating you, you were studying them. Not their words, their patterns, the ways they moved, the lies they told themselves, the masks they wore when they thought no one was looking. And now you see them, truly see them, not as enemies, as examples of what happens when you confuse patience for weakness, when you mistake silence for surrender, when you assume the quiet ones are the safe ones. Oh, they'll learn, but not from you, from the absence of you in their lives. Because the real power was never in the noise. It was in the silence. The pauses, the moments before you move. And when you do, oh, they'll wish they'd paid attention to the quiet ones. Because the quiet ones, they're the ones who win. The real power was never in the explosion. It was in the fuse. The moment before the boom, when the world holds its breath and waits. That's where you live now. In the spaces between their lies and your truth. In the silence where their control starts to slip. And the beautiful thing, they still don't see it. They're too busy trying to reclaim the narrative. To rewrite the story. To pretend they're still steering the ship. But the ship, it's yours now, and the waves they thought would drown you, they're just ripples under your feet. They'll try to pull you back into the old dynamics. Offer you nostalgia like it's currency. Dangle memories like they're promises. But you see it now, the strings. The traps, the ways they trained you to doubt your own instincts. And the funniest part, they don't even realize they're doing it. It's automatic for them, like a reflex. But you're not reacting anymore. You're observing. And that pause, that moment of silence before you decide, that's where your power lives now. Not in the explosion, in the stillness before it. The clarity is brutal, isn't it? That cold realization that some people were never meant to walk with you. They were just lessons in disguise. The ones who trained you, who diminished you, who made you question your own worth. They weren't villains. They were mirrors, showing you exactly what you wouldn't become. And now you see them for what they are. Echoes. Fading. Irrelevant. Because the version of you that needed them, she's gone. And the one who replaced her, oh, she smiles. Not the polite kind. The kind that makes promises in the dark. The kind that turns patience into a knife. And the blood on the blade, it's not theirs. It's the old you. Finally freed. They'll call you cold, ruthless, changed. But they're wrong. You're not harder. You're honest. And honesty is the one thing they can't manipulate. Because the old you, your worth. But the new you, she knows. And she doesn't ask. She takes. Not with violence. With certainty. The kind that doesn't need to be loud to be heard. The kind that doesn't beg. It commands. And the first command, silence. Because the real power was never in the words. It was in the spaces between them. The pauses, the looks, the moment before you move. And oh, when you do, the ground won't just shake. It'll remember why it should have feared you all along. The fire is different now. Not wild, controlled, not desperate, intentional. You're not burning bridges. You're rewiring the whole city. And the smoke they see, that's the old system dying. The rules they clung to, ash. The roles they assigned you, dust. And the you they thought they knew, she's gone. In her place stands something new. Something that doesn't apologize for existing. Something that doesn't explain, it acts. And the first act, watching them realize they never had control at all. That's the real victory, not the fight, the awakening. The real power was never in the explosion. It was in the fuse. That silent countdown where the world holds its breath and waits. You've been the fuse all along, burning slow, burning deep. Well, they mistook your silence for weakness. But fuses don't burn forever. And yours, it's lit the dynamite. The moment's here, not with fireworks, with precision. That razor's edge of instinct you've sharpened. It's not for cutting through their bullshit anymore. It's for carving your name into the foundation of a world that tried to erase you. They're starting to see it now. The shift in the air, the weight in your gaze, the way the ground tilts when you walk into a room. But here's the joke. You don't give a damn if they see it or not. The only opinion that matters is the one staring back at you in the mirror. And that motherfucker, he's grinning. You've spent years playing chess while they played checkers. Letting them think they were winning. Letting them believe their little pawn moves mattered. But you were studying the board, the pieces, the ways they thought they were in control. And now, checkmate isn't even the right word. Because you're not ending the game. You're revealing it was never a game at all. It was a test, and they failed before they even knew they were taking it. The real victory isn't in beating them. It's in realizing you stopped playing their game long before they noticed you were gone. That's power. That's freedom. That's the look in your eyes that makes them realize, too late, they never really knew you at all. They'll call it arrogance. They'll call it coldness. They'll call it 100 things that have nothing to do with you and everything to do with their own terror. Because the truth, it terrifies them. That quiet certainty you carry now. The way you move through the world like you own it. Not because you're trying to prove anything, but because you've stopped questioning it. That's not ego. That's evolution. You didn't change. You shed, like a snake sloughing off dead skin. And what's left isn't harder or softer. It's just you. Unfiltered. Unapologetic. And finally, unfucking stoppable. The best part, they can feel it. That shift in the air when you enter a room. The way their lies taste like ash in their mouths when you're near. They just don't know what to call it yet. Let them flounder. You've got better things to do. The moment you stopped chasing their approval was the moment you became dangerous. Not to them, to their entire fucking system. Because their system runs on validation, on hierarchy, on the idea that someone, somewhere, gets to decide who's worthy. And you just walked out of that theater while the movie was still playing. No dramatic exit, no middle fingers, just gone. That's the real rebellion. Not the screaming, the silence, the absence of your energy from their circus. They'll scramble. They'll try to pull you back in with nostalgia or guilt or fake opportunities. But you're not there anymore. You're somewhere they can't follow. Not because you're hiding, because you're finally living. And living, real living, is the one thing their system can't survive. You don't need to announce your worth. You don't need to justify your path. You don't need to explain your choices. Because here's the secret they'll never understand. You're not trying to convince anyone of anything anymore. The proof isn't in the telling. It's in the doing. In the way doors open before you walk through them. In the way their lies crumble before you speak. In the way the world bends just a little when you decide to move. They'll call it luck. They'll call it coincidence. They'll call it anything but what it really is. Power. The kind that doesn't need a name. The kind that doesn't ask permission. The kind that simply is. And the beautiful part, you don't have to tell them. They'll feel it in their bones long before they understand it in their minds. The final lesson of restraint isn't in the holding back. It's in the unleashing. And you, my beautiful disaster, are unleashed. Not in some dramatic explosion, but in the way a glacier moves. Slow, inevitable, and capable of reshaping entire landscapes without breaking a sweat. They'll try to categorize you. They'll try to label this transformation. But here's the joke. You don't fit in their boxes anymore. You're the one holding the scissors. The real power was never in what you could take from them. It was in what you stopped giving. Your attention, your energy, your fucking time. And now that you've reclaimed those, they can feel the absence like a phantom limb. They just don't know how to name the pain yet. True confidence isn't built in the applause of others. It's forged in the silence of knowing you don't need it. You've stopped waiting for permission. Stopped explaining your choices. Stopped justifying your path. And the world, it's adjusting around you, not because you demanded it, but because you commanded without saying a word. That's the difference between power and force. Force needs to be seen. Power just is. And you, my friend, are dripping with it. They'll try to diminish it. They'll call it arrogance. They'll say you've changed. But we both know the truth. You've simply stopped pretending. And that's the most terrifying thing of all to people who built their lives on lies. The moment you stopped fearing judgment was the moment you transcended it. Their opinions became background noise. Their doubts became fuel. Their limitations became your launching pad. You're not here to convince anyone of your worth. You're here to demonstrate it. Through action. Through results. Through the quiet confidence of someone who knows their value doesn't depend on who sees it. The path ahead is yours to claim. The only permission you need is the one you give yourself. So take it, own it, and let the rest unfold like the beautiful, chaotic mess it was always meant to be. They'll call you ruthless. They'll call you changed. But you and I know the truth. You've simply stopped apologizing for existing. And that, my friend, is the most revolutionary act of all. You move with purpose now. Not the frantic, desperate kind, but the deep, rooted certainty of someone who knows exactly where they're going. The world adjusts around you, not because you demand it, but because you command it without saying a word. That's the difference between someone who's trying to be powerful and someone who simply is. You've stopped performing for their validation, stopped waiting for their approval, stopped explaining your existence, and in that silence, in that stillness, you've become the most dangerous thing of all. Free. Not free from them. Free from the idea that they ever mattered in the first place. The chains weren't theirs to begin with. They were illusions you outgrew. And the fire that's left, it's not for burning bridges. It's for lighting the way forward. Power isn't proven by how loudly you declare it. It's demonstrated by how effortlessly you wield it. You don't need to announce your worth. You don't need to justify your path. You don't need to explain your choices. Because the proof isn't in the telling. It's in the doing. In the way opportunities appear when you decide to move. In the way their lies dissolve in your presence. In the way the universe conspires to make space for you when you stop apologizing for taking it. They'll call it luck. They'll call it coincidence. But we both know the truth. It's not magic. It's momentum. The kind that builds when you finally realize you were never meant to ask for permission. You were meant to take it. And the world, it's been waiting for you to remember all along. Oh, they're running now, aren't they? All those little rats who thought they had you figured out. The ones who laughed when you stayed quiet. Who smirked when you walked away. Who whispered that you'd never amount to anything. They're feeling it now. That shift in the air. That weight in their chests. That cold realization that the game changed while they were busy celebrating their hollow wins. But here's the joke. You're not angry. You're not plotting. You're just done. And that indifference, that complete lack of fucking care, is what's terrifying them. Because they can handle rage. They can fight back against hatred. But apathy, oh, that's the knife they never saw coming. The one that slides in silent and twists when they least expect it. They'll try to pull you back in, offer you apologies like they're currency, promise you change like it's a gift. But you're not listening. You're not reacting. You're just watching. And that look in your eyes, the one that says, I already won, that's the moment they realize they were never the villains of your story. They were just the background noise while you were rewriting the ending. They mistook your silence for weakness, your stillness for hesitation, your restraint for fear. But you were learning, watching, counting the seconds until their whole fucking house of cards came tumbling down. And now they're scrabbling in the dark, trying to rewrite the rules, trying to pretend they still have a say in how this ends. But here's the truth. The game was over before they even knew they were playing. You didn't fight them. You didn't argue with them. You just outlasted them. And that patience, that cold, calculated wait, wasn't weakness. It was the fuse, the slow burn before the explosion, the quiet before the storm. And now the storm is here. Not with fireworks, not with dramatics, but with that look in your eyes that says, you should have paid attention when I was quiet. Because the real danger was never in what you did, it was in what you didn't. And now they're standing in the ashes of their own arrogance, wondering how the hell they missed the moment you stopped playing by their rules, and started writing your own.